you don't know where you're running, come running back to me. I'll be waiting on you. Please believe that I'm always gonna love you, but there's nothing you could do to make me turn away from you. And I know it's hard to see, Beneath the stars, beneath the skies, in darkest darkness or brightest light, I'm calling out for you. I'm calling out for you. Within the storm, within the fire, when I feel hopeless, you're by my side. So I'm calling out for you. I'm calling out for you. When all my plans start to come undone and there's no one there to see me through, when all my strength has been overcome and there's nothing left for me to do but tell the truth, I'm calling out for you. When I am strong, when I am weak, if I feel forgotten, you remember me. I'm calling out for you. I'm calling out for you. When I am empty and all dried up, when I feel lonely and I'm not enough, I'm calling out for you. I'm calling out. When all my plans start to come undone and there's no one there to see me through, when all my strength has been overcome and there's nothing left for me to do but tell the truth, I'm calling out for you. the years, in all my sorrow and in all my fears, I'm calling out for you. I'm calling out
You like chunky or small?
There's not gonna be any sound, right?
A little bit. Why?
And it's the right.
Okay.
También se pone con bastante viento aquí en el MacArthur Causeway.
Mm-hmm.